Mom uninvited me from her 60th birthday party, saying I'd ruin the photos next to my model sister, Emily. I'm heartbroken, feeling unworthy. Emily's upset too, but Mom insists it's her day. Haven't spoken since. How do I move past this rejection? I need to get this off my chest because it's been eating me alive for weeks. I'm still processing it, and I don't know if I'm overreacting or if my family's just, I don't know, cruel, shallow, both? I'm sorry if this gets long, but I need to lay it all out to make sense of it myself. Buckle up, because this is a mess. I'm 29F, and I've always had a complicated relationship with my family, especially my mom, 60F, and my younger sister, Emily, 26F. Growing up, Emily was the golden child. She's gorgeous, tall, blonde, blue eyes, the kind of person who looks like she walked out of a magazine. I'm not saying that to be dramatic. It's just a fact. She's been told she looks like a young Margot Robbie her whole life, and she's leaned into it. She's a part-time model now, does influencer stuff on Instagram, and has a knack for always looking perfect. Me? I'm average, I guess. I'm shorter, curvier, with dark hair that's always a little frizzy, no matter how much I tame it. I've got a decent face, but I'm not stopping traffic. I've made peace with that, or at least I thought I had until this whole thing blew up. So, my mom's 60th birthday was coming up, and she's been planning this big party for months. She's always been super into appearances. Her house is immaculate. Her outfits are always coordinated, and she loves hosting events where she can show off. This party was going to be her big moment, a fancy dinner at a swanky venue, professional photographer, the works. She invited about 50 people, including family, friends, and some of her work colleagues. Emily and I were both expected to be there, obviously. I was actually excited about it. I don't always get along with my mom, but I love her, and I wanted to celebrate her milestone. Plus, I hadn't seen some of our extended family in a while, so I was looking forward to catching up. A few weeks before the party, my mom started getting weirdly specific about the vibe she wanted. She sent Emily and me a group text with a dress code. Elegant, classic, think old Hollywood glamour. Okay, fine, I can work with that. I went shopping and found a navy blue dress that was flattering, but not over the top. It was a little out of my budget, but I figured it was worth it for Mom's big day. I sent her a picture of it, and she responded with a thumbs up emoji, which, in hindsight, should have been my first red flag. My mom's not exactly subtle when she's excited about something, and a thumbs up is basically her version of meh. Meanwhile, Emily was going all out. She got this custom-made, shimmery gold gown that probably cost more than my rent. She was posting about it on Instagram, doing try-on videos, and Mom was eating it up, commenting stuff like, "My stunning girl," and "You're going to steal the show." I didn't think much of it at the time because that's just how they are. Emily's always been the star, and I'm used to being in the background. It's not like I'm jealous. She's my sister, and I love her, but it's hard not to notice how differently we're treated sometimes. About a week before the party, I got a call from my mom. I was at work, so I let it go to voicemail, but when I listened to it later, my stomach dropped. She sounded nervous, which is not like her at all. The message was something like, "Hey, sweetie, can you call me back? I need to talk to you about the party. It's nothing bad, just call me." I knew immediately something was up, because my mom doesn't do vague. She's the type to text you a 500-word essay about what she had for lunch. When I called her back that evening, she was weirdly formal, like she was reading from a script. She started with, "You know how much I love you, right?" And I was like, Oh God, what's coming? Then she launched into this whole spiel about how the party is a big deal for her and how she's been planning it for so long and she wants everything to be perfect. I'm just nodding along, waiting for the point, and then she says it. I've been thinking, and I think it might be best if you don't come to the party. I was stunned. Like I literally couldn't speak for a second. I managed to stammer out, "What? Why?" And then she starts rambling about how the guest list is curated and how she's trying to keep the aesthetic cohesive. I'm still not getting it, so I push her, and after some hemming and hawing, she finally says, "It's just, you and Emily are so different, and I want the photos to look a certain way. You know how important this is to me." I felt like I'd been slapped. I asked her straight up, "Are you saying I can't come because I don't look good enough?" And she got all flustered and said, No, it's not that. It's just, Emily's going to be in the spotlight, and I don't want you to feel overshadowed. You know how people are. They'll be comparing you two, and I don't want you to feel bad." I was like, "Mom, you're literally uninviting me because you think I'll ruin your pictures." She didn't deny it, just kept repeating that it was for the best, and that I could come over the next day for a private celebration. I hung up on her. I couldn't even process it. I sat on my couch for like an hour just staring at the wall, trying to figure out if I was overreacting or if my mom had actually just told me I wasn't pretty enough to be at her birthday party. I cried, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't just about the party. It was the fact that my own mom, who's supposed to love me unconditionally, basically said I didn't measure up to my sister. Again. I didn't tell Emily right away because I didn't want to drag her into it. She's not perfect, but she's not malicious, and I didn't think she had anything to do with Mom's decision. But a couple of days later, I couldn't hold it in anymore, and I told her what happened. She was shocked, like genuinely floored. She said she had no idea Mom was even thinking that, and promised to talk to her. I told her not to bother because I didn't want to be invited back out of pity. Emily insisted, though, and apparently she called Mom and went off, saying it was unfair and cruel. Mom doubled down, though, and told Emily it was her day, and she could decide who to invite. The party happened last weekend, and I didn't go. I spent the night at home, scrolling through Instagram like a masochist, watching my cousins and aunts post stories of the event. Emily looked like a literal goddess, and my mom was beaming in every photo, looking like she was living her best life. There was this one picture where Mom and Emily were posing together, and the caption was something like, "My beautiful daughter made this night perfect." I know it's petty, but that hurt. I'm her daughter too. I haven't talked to my mom since the phone call. She's texted me a few times saying stuff like, "I hope you understand," and "Let's have lunch soon." But I haven't responded. I don't know how to. Part of me wants to scream at her, part of me wants to cry, and part of me just wants to pretend it never happened. Emily's been checking in on me, which I appreciate, but it's awkward because I know she feels guilty, even though it's not her fault. I don't blame her. She can't help how she looks or how Mom treats her. But it's hard not to feel like I'm always going to be the lesser sister in my mom's eyes. The worst part is how this has messed with my head. I've always been okay with not being the pretty one. I have a good job, great friends, and I'm proud of who I am. But now I'm second-guessing everything. I keep looking in the mirror, wondering what's so wrong with me that my own mom didn't want me in her pictures. I know it's shallow to care, but it's not about the pictures. It's about feeling like I'm not enough for my own family. I don't know what to do next. Should I confront my mom? Let it go? I can't imagine going to family events like nothing happened, but I also don't want to cut her off forever. Has anyone else dealt with something like this? How do you move past being rejected by your own parent for something you can't even change? I'm so lost, Reddit. Thanks for letting me vent. TLDR. My mom uninvited me from her 60th birthday party because I didn't fit the aesthetic next to my model sister. Now I'm struggling with how to deal with her and my own feelings of rejection.